Stocks taking a little breather here after yesterday's big rally. We've got the Dow down now more than 330 points. Looks like Joe Biden is hitting President Trump where it hurts. The Democratic presidential nominee says Trump, quote, squandered the longest economic expansion in history that he says the president inherited from the Obama administration. Yahoo Finance's Rick Newman joining us now with this one. So, Rick, yesterday, President Trump was busy tweeting about the economy, taking credit for what seems to be the start of a bounce back. What did Biden have to say exactly?
Oh, he issued a statement. This was not a big speech or anything like that. He just put out a statement basically saying, well, we now know officially the expansion that began during Barack Obama's first year in office officially ended in February. So, I mean, that's technically true. The National Bureau of Economic Research did say the expansion, which was almost 11 years long, longest on record going back to the 1800s, it ended. So that means we're now in a recession, or we were in a very, very short recession. So Biden is technically correct when he says when he says, look, the expansion ended under Trump. It's a matter of voter interpretation whether Trump actually squandered the economy he inherited. And I think this just becomes a Rorschach test. Whatever your pre-existing view is, if you think Obama deserves credit for the economy, you'll credit Biden. And if you think Trump deserves credit, you'll credit Trump. I'm not sure it's going to make a lot of difference on Election Day.
Rick, but wouldn't, just to play devil's advocate here, wouldn't the president win the economic debate? Before the pandemic hit, growth was looking pretty good. We had some of the lowest unemployment levels around. I can't necessarily say that was the case during the when Biden and President Obama were in the White House.
Yeah, you're right, Brian. And even now, when pollsters ask voters, who do you think would do a better job on the economy? Voters give Trump the edge by a few percentage points there, even though they like Biden better than Trump overall. So a big issue for the next 5 months as we head into Election Day is who's going to do a better job convincing voters that they can get this economy off the floor. Trump does have an advantage there because people do associate him with tax cuts and deregulation. And they do know that Biden does want to raise the corporate tax rate, for example. But, I think Trump's pretty vulnerable because, look, I mean, we still have something like 40 million people out of work. So that alone means that if you're asking yourself, am I better off under Trump? A lot of people are going to be saying no. So there's an opportunity there for Biden to convince people he could do a better job on the economy than Trump, but it's not going to be automatic. He's going to have to earn that.
And what about the polls, the latest polls, Rick? Are they showing that Biden still has a pretty wide lead over Trump?
Yes, Trump is actually slipping in the polls. I mean, he had a terrible week last week with, cracking down on the protesters outside of the White House in Washington, D.C., the photo op with the Bible at the church, all of that. One poll, CNN poll, actually showed him falling under 40% approval down to 38%. And in aggregates of polls, he has slipped all the way down to about 41%. So that is getting below the relatively stable range he's been at. So, everybody keeps pointing out there's still 5 months left until the election, and a lot can happen. And we do see it's possible there could be a turnaround in those polls. But things are not working in Trump's favor right now.
All right. Rick Newman, thanks very much.